Everybody, hello. Welcome back to the hashtag ABC April 2025 collaboration that's being run by Margaret at Seven Plaza and Tony at Crafty by Tony. This is the list of the prompts that they've suggested, although you can do anything that you like as long as it begins with the right letter for the right day. And today is the 10th of April and we're on to I. We finished all of those. We're on to I. So we've got index card, interactive, illustrations, ID card and insert. And I'm kind of pushing it here a bit. I've got an ID card, but we're doing a botanical journal, so I haven't used a person as I would ordinarily for ID cards. I've used a butterfly. So, two shocking things there. One, I'm not using a Timmy Peep, and two, I'm actually going to use butterflies. So that's that. People are asking where they can get this from. There's a copy of it on my Facebook group, Miss Painterlot's Junk Journal group, I think it's called. Miss Painterlot's Junk Journal group, yeah, I think so. Anyway, this is what I have in mind to make. Suitably grungy. It's really nice, isn't it? The butterfly's gorgeous. Just a bit of stamping, bit of this, bit of that. Looks nice. Bit of faux sellotape down there. Oh, looks lovely. And you just pop it into a pocket and you've got journaling on the back. There you go. Easy as peasy. Let's see how easy it is anyway. So, what I need first is some thickish paper. You don't really need card for this. You can use card if you like, but this thickish paper will do me. I keep telling you what it is and you can never remember. 160 GSM is what it is. Oh, here comes Mr. F and I think he's got something for us. Look at that. Oh my goodness me. And the toasty warm. Oh, I wish I was using these right now. Oh my goodness, they're gorgeous, aren't they? And of course we can take it further. We can do dibby dabs on them or splash them or anything you like just to get them even more grungy. So thank you very, very much, Mr. F. I know it takes ages to do, but I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And it's a gorgeous, look at that. There's so many. So thank you.
You're welcome. See you later.
See you later. Oh, wow. Aren't they splendid? Splendid. So that'll go in our folio. Right, so I've got my piece of 160 GSM paper. Like I say, it can be card, you know, if you've got card. It doesn't really matter. I don't suppose what colour it is either. So I'm going to fold mine this away, I think. I don't, is it big enough that way? Might be. How big is this one? If in doubt, copy, I say. Yeah, it might be a bit tight that way. So let's do it long ways on. And I've got two butterflies here. And I know you're going to ask me where I got these because they are so blooming delicious. They are absolutely fabulous. They're right up my street. So there's 3 sheets of them. I do have the other ones here, but that give you an idea. It's different colours. And they came from Balmoral Prints. Look at them. They're gorgeous, aren't they? They're similar a bit to the Sweet Pea Curiosities birds we use. I mean, they've got flowers in them. And oh, butterfly on that. I love them. I couldn't believe it when I found them. I love them. And they weren't expensive either, which is even better. So that's Balmoral Prints, butterflies. Yes, lovely. And these field notes, they came from Wildflower Whiskers. And the Whiskers has got 2 S's for some reason. So it's Wildflower Whiskers, both on Etsy, both digi-downloads. So there we go. Right, let's make a start. Would that fit on there? Yes, it would. Okay, so let's cut this one out. Oh, it won't be long enough, I don't think. Thinking now on my feet, thinking on my toes. No, 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 no. And this needs cutting out anyway, so let's just cut this out. I'm thinking. Doesn't happen that often, but I might have to use the smaller one, which is all right because you don't see hardly any of that anyway. So I want it to be, I want to be able to get the field notes in, which means I need to shunt it that way a little bit. So right at the end of the notes, let's make a mark there. Let's trim that off. Where's my trimmer? Put the blooming thing away. I'm going to try this one again. I think it needs a new blade, but we'll give it a chance. Oh no, it's great. Let's see, this blade goes on and on. It's like that song from Titanic. And that's something about going on and on. Did it just feel like it was going on and on? Right, so I want to stick this down here. And I think that'll be great. Just make sure you catch the field notes in it. Glue, not ink, I need glue. We can ink it in a minute. And the other question I get asked all the time about digis is what sort of printer I've got and what sort of paper I use. So I have a HP OfficeJet printer. I have it on the HP paper package, print ink package, ink woman, and it works out quite reasonable actually. So I just want to get all of that field notes in there and fit the central if I can. But who knows? Right, there we go. So let's just trim the excess off this, and it's got glue on it, so it's going to make my scissors all sticky. Something here is not properly straight, but could be any of them. There we are, that's not too bad. There we go. Let's get rid of all this off there. Where's my wet wipe gone? Here it is. Let's just attend to these as we go along. Oh, there's something really sticky there. Don't know what that was. There we go, right. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is bring this up so how did I do this before? I think I did it the other way around. It was done so easier. I want to bring that up so it just comes to and leave a bit at the bottom. So it just comes to the bottom of, actually I could do it so it comes, so it leaves species and description. Yeah, the problem is I've got to make the hole there. Well, never mind. Should we do it in two separate pieces? Might be a bit easier, you know. I think it would be easier. Right, let's get a hole punch. If you've got a thingy, a die, you know, if you haven't got a hole punch but you've got a die, that's great. If not, draw around something round and cut it out. There's always ways, always. Right, so that is going to go there. So where do I need to cut these pieces at? Anywhere I please, really, but about there. Making a bit of a cockeyed job of this. The other one did. The other one went a bit better. Right, so that's going to go there. Unfortunately, it covers over that bit that says field sketch. Oh, could bring it down a bit. That's just got to go there. That's all right. What's wrong with that? What in heaven's name is wrong with that? I would say absolutely nothing. It's looking nice. So let's cut this off where we want to cut it off. So that's coming down to there. That's the furthest I can get that down and still be on that brown background. Whoa, this is just terrible instruction today, guys. Sorry. Sorry. There we go. That's lovely. I might just move that up a bit so you can see field sketch, but there's no space under it. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. There we are. Right. So that's where that wants to come to. So let's trim that off. Lovely. Okay, so that's going to go on there, looking nice. That's going to go in there, looking nice. And then we just need to ink and do our stuff around it. Okay, so let's ink this back bit first then. That doesn't even look straight to my eye, and my eye's wonky. So I want lots of ink around this bit, because you'll see this bit. And these bits just a touch, just in case they become visible when we stick them together. Plenty there on the top. Okay, this one also, my board must be just filthy because it's just picking up stuff all the time. Let's give it a bit of a clean. Yeah, wasn't clean. I don't know where my towel is either. Come on, dry. I've lost so many things. There we are, that should be all right. So I want to ink around here as well. And don't forget to ink in around the aperture. Nearly couldn't remember the name there. For the same reason as I always tell you, because it's going to have acetate and we will be able to ink it once the acetate's in. So certain parts you can come over a fair bit if you want to. Grunge it up a little. Just a repetition and it builds it up dark. That looks nice, doesn't it? Now let's ink around the edge. Holy moly. I don't know why I said that, I just said it. It was in my head. It had to come out. Once it goes past a certain place in my brain, it's just got to come out. There we are. It might need a bit more in the corners and stuff, but I want to just divvy dab this a little So just get my messy mat out. I might use Vintage Photo this time. I did like that with the, this was Gathered Twigs Oxide. You can see all the yellows coming through. Yeah, no, use Gathered Twigs, liked it. So you don't need much, it's only a little bit of paper. Give that a little spritz with water. And dibby dab. Look at that! It's a glorious. That's us finished with that. So I'm just going to dry that and I'll be back. I just realised I've got to here and I was paused all that time. So you didn't actually see me make this. That's what it turned out like. It's really rather nice. But I'm going to have to go back and start again because you just didn't see it. That is a pest. So now I've got two, slightly different, but, you know, of an ilk. So let's make another one now. This time I'm going to make a square one. I couldn't believe it. I went to pause and it was already paused. I can't believe that. Right, so I need a wider piece of paper for this. I need it to be about 1/2 inch wider all the way around. So I need it to come to about here. So let's trim that off. That pause button's a dangerous thing. Sometimes I forget it's paused, sometimes I don't blinking pause it when I should. Let's try and get that straight. There we go. Right. So, my field notes, are they wide enough to cover that? No, they are not. Hadn't thought of that. I could. Would that butterfly fit in there? Yeah, it'll fit in there fine. So basically, I'm going to recut my. Let's trim this one out. Be a good idea. Okay, so let's stick this on and then we'll see exactly, won't we, where to cut it. So hi Mr. F.
Hi, dinner's ready, my sweet.
Is it? Okay.
Yes, pause the people.
I had them paused, that's the problem, when I shouldn't have had them paused. So it ended up I made the thing all by myself, talking to myself.
Oh dear.
Yeah, oh dear, you might say.
You started again.
Well, I'm doing another. I wanted to do a different one anyway to show them how to. So I think I got the first bit. It was the decoration bit I didn't get.
Oh dear.
Anyway, okay, I'll be there directly. Right, so I'm just going to trim that down there. Then I'm going to go and get my lunch. Not perfect, but near enough, I would say. Right, I'll leave that there. I'll leave that on it so it looks nice when I come back. It stuck to me. Stay there. and I shall see you after lunch. Bye for now. Right, I'm back. Lunch has been taken and now let's try this one, which I'm not sure how it's going to work, but let's try it anyway. So I want this to come down to there. So we've got all that. And I want, well, I can see where the bottom is, it's there. So let's say about there. So I'm going to cut this piece off and that's going to be our front piece. There we go. I'll not cut that off just yet, just till I make sure that that's exactly what is required. Which way does it go, for pity's sake? Must be that way. And now, excuse me, I want to make that into a frame. So I want to take off, I want a 1/4 inch frame, I think, all the way around it. Maybe slightly deeper on the bottom, do you think? Do you think I can do that? I mean, I know you can with this board. Just don't know if I can do it. So that comes to there. Yeah, I could do that. Being slightly deeper. What's this set to anyway? 1/2. So let's move it up to 1/4. Which is, I think, the smallest one. There. What does that say? 1. What does that mean? Let's get a bit of rough paper, try it out. I don't know what that means. Is it 1 inch? Oh yeah, it gets smaller. That's doing it the wrong way. Let's do it at 1/4. Silly banana. There we go. Right. So, click. Oh, let's just check. Let's just check again. No, it's definitely that way. So it's this. This is the bottom. So let's do that one as well. Then let's move this out by 1, which takes it to 1/2, I think. Sure, there's other ways of doing this, but I don't know them. Ah, I'm going to have to leave that one at 1/4. Yeah, look at that, look at that, look at that. If I turn that over that way, turn it right over, that should be right, I think. I think it is. I don't think the bit of card was straight to start with. So I want this at 1/4, which is that one, bottom one. How's everybody else getting on that bought these frame boards? I think they're fabulous things. I just haven't really played with it enough. Oh, I've cut that one at the wrong size. I thought I was doing that one and I was doing the one on the bottom. Oh, bugger. Okay. Well, there we go. Let's put that at 1/2 and cut that out and I'll see if I can salvage it. You never know. Could be salvageable. Yeah, I mean, it's got a cut along there, so what? It's supposed to be old. Let's just bring that back to 1/4 because there's one bit here that doesn't look quite right. good as it's going to be. Right, thank you, frame board. Sorry for my own stupidity. Right, so I can get that there. Get that there. I can bring that down to there. Oh, it's just short. Darn it. I'm going to cut another bit of paper out. Can I use this piece? I guess I can. I want to see field sketch. That's my priority. I want to see field sketch, and then wherever that comes to is wherever it comes to. This is how I work every day in my room, messing around, playing, seeing what happens. So you're getting to see Miss P uncut. This is what normally happens. Things work, things don't work. You've got to change stuff, you know, general stuff. Right, so what I'm going to do is put a 1/2 inch frame. If I've got room for that butterfly. Let's try the 1/2 inch frame. Let's give it a go. But gonna have to make that 3/4. Oh, not this again. Right, what have I got it set at? 1/2 and 1/4. So let's move that up. Right, so that's a 1/2 both ways. That's a 1/2 both ways. Now on the bottom, I want it 1/2 that way and 3/4 of an inch this way. Yeah, see, I'm being a bit more sensible now. Turn that over. Trim this out. Is that going to fit in there? You know what? It just might. It'll be a question of just, but just's okay. We'll deal with just. Don't tell me I've done it again. Flipping heck. I've done it at 1/4. You're supposed to be at a 1/2. This is doomed. This is one of those doomed projects. Don't do that one. Move it to 3/4. Now do that one. Right, let's see what we've got. There we are. We've got a bit of a hole in there, and that isn't right by any stretch of the imagination, but let's just trim that off. There we go. Right, that can go out. I never want to see that again. That can go back in its holder. Oh dear. That's the first time really I've ever fallen out with my frame maker. So that just fits there nicely, you know. After all that, it's not very even, is it, along the edges? Let's just trim these little nobules off. I don't like them. There we go. Right. So that's going that way. So it's 1/2 inch all around, apart from the bottom, which is 3/4 of an inch. Finally, I managed to work out how to do it. Just sorry, I was making a video of it at the time. So that's going to go there. And do you fit in there? Yes. I mean, it just fits in there. Let's do some inking. We know where we are with the inking, surely. Where's my gathered twigs? Here we go. So let's build up this corner. that's not square either. Honestly, I'm having a day of it today. It's one of those days where you just shouldn't be doing a video. Because too many things are going wrong. But, you know, I'm guessing we all have days like that. You're watching me thinking, blimey, I have those days every day. So just build up the corners with a little bit extra, go over and over and over, like that. Then this won't be seen, but I'm going to ink it anyway, just in case, because I know something's wonky, it's on the wonk in some direction here, so I'm just going to cover that. Right, there we go. Lovely. Now, this has got a split in it there where I cut it erroneously, but that's not the end of the world. Not really. There are worse things happen to people, I'm sure. They're just probably not making videos of it. Oh my goodness me. So that's kind of as much as I want along here. Now let's just do the inside bit before we forget, because that's something else that I'm ever likely to do, is forget to ink the inside. I've done that innumerable times, mostly always on when I'm doing a video, of course. There we are. I'm just going to build this corner a little bit. Like that, maybe this one as well. Just a bit extra ink there. That's quite a lot extra ink. Right, now I want to just dibby-dabby that front bit. Really don't need much, there's not much at all. Dibby dabby dibby, dabby dabby doo. That is lovely. It's, as you might say, lush. Well, if you might say that if you're about 14. By the time you get to 65, I don't think you should be done with the kids anymore. Let's go to dry this. Right, so before we do anything else, let's stick the butterfly, I don't think that's quite dry yet. Stick the butterfly where we want it to go. That's tight, but oh, need to ink around him as well. Oh my goodness me. All this, and honestly, it's the lightest, the quickest little project. Here's me worried that it wouldn't be a long enough video. It's turned out to be a Tolstoy thingy, novel. Right, there we go. Now, I did think of something else that I want to do before I stick this down. Actually, I might put the acetate on first before I do it. But let's get that exactly where we want it, which is there. This is not straight. Something's not straight here. And he's going there. Right, okay. So, glue. This really is like I'm just crafting in my room by myself. This is exactly the sort of things that happen to me on a daily basis. we go. Lovely. That is lovely. I like it. I like it. It's nice. Right, let's deal with the acetate now then. So put it on top of Edith. So I'm just going to place that there. Like so. Get my pen. I'm just going to come out over that split bit just to give it some support. Put it back on top of Edith and I kind of know where it is. And I'm going to put that there, just so it's over that split. Just, you know, give it a bit of help in life. So it's a square window today. If you're on Play School, which window shall we look through today? Square one. We've already looked through the round one, which I mucked up because I paused. Just says she, checking that she's not paused. There we go. So that's stuck those two bits together and that's on there. Right, lovely. Just double check that we're okay there. Yeah, that's all right. That's lovely actually. Looks really nice. Now what I want to do is take my Timmy ruler and thought it was wet, I think it's just cold, and come in about 5/8 of an inch. Yeah, about 5/8 of an inch, just over half. Make a little mark on the edge there and on the top there. Turn it round, same on the other side, 5/8, little mark, little mark. I'm hoping this top bit sticks in, and then I'm going to get my crocodile set it to the biggest hole setting and put that mark halfway under the hole. That looks all right. And same thing with all of with everywhere that you've made a mark. 4 places that you've made a mark. It's so much easier if you don't shake. It doesn't want to go through the acetate, and I think it's still a bit damp there, to be honest. Near enough. So we've got that now, and it looks more like a slide, which is great. So if we put that on, oh, we need to ink it. Ink, ink, ink. Ink those little divoty bits that you've made. Otherwise people might not see the effort you've gone to. There we go. There we are. I'm going to have to ink behind it on here as well. There we go. And I really rather like that. It looks like it's a slide, doesn't it? Excellent. Let's stick this down then. Well, before I do that, maybe there's some stamping I should do. So just checking. I'm paranoid now and paused. I'll just stamp things on it before I stick it together, I think, is the thing to do. So I've got one somewhere that says identification, and given that that's, I think that's one of the Index Interactive Illustrations, ID card, yes. So we need the word identification. And that'll fit there very, very nicely. Will it fit? Will it fit on the top as I want it? Yeah, let's do that then. Let's do that on the top. And I'm going to use my brown ink. I think the black is just a bit severe. I'm going to use Vintage Photo, I think. Might not stand up against that. Let's use the ground espresso. That's right, everything's right. Yeah, okay, let's go. Whew. You can just see that. You can see it enough. It's supposed to be old. It's supposed to be old. But I would have liked to have seen a bit more of it than that. But never mind. Then on the bottom, I want the signature with all the dots. Signature with all the dots. I might have learnt my lesson about this brown. No, I'm going to try it again. I think the black would just be too severe. That's perfect. That really is lovely. Love it. Now I need a signature to go along there. I've got plenty here. So who shall I have today? I've got another one that's got more, a little bit smaller. Wisher, somebody Wisher, that's quite nice. No, that's the winner, N. Edwards. And I am going to do it in red. And I might have to sand over it afterwards because it's going to really stick out. I'm not over inking it. And I'm not, oh yeah, that's great. It just fades off at the end. Then I need something down the sides. Like what? Like a number. Numbers are what you need. So yeah, let's get some numbers. Get off my finger. What's wrong with you, you sticky thing? Sticking with the espresso. I'm going to leave a space there because I'm going to put department. I really rather like these, this in espresso. So I'm going to put that back, get the one out that says department. And yeah, let's just stick with it. There we are, that's great. Department and a number. And down here I'm going to put a label. I'm going to put like one of these ones that we had yesterday. Do I want it that way or that way? No, I kind of like it that way, coming off the edge. So let's just mark where we want to trim that. Not sure that's straight. There is something on the wonk on this, without doubt. Yeah, that's going to go there. It's going to look nice, I think. But we need to ink it. Just a little bit on the white. And I want it to say, I've got one that says field notes actually, a little stamp that says field notes. And I think that would just do the job nicely. Shall I do black? No, let's stick with the brown. That's nice. That espresso is much lighter than one might think. Whoops, I'm knocking everything over now. It says just peel this off the backing. Stick it down. There we go. Looks nice, doesn't it? And that's all I need. I don't believe I need any more than that. So now I can just stick that onto there. And I need to stamp something on there, don't I? Species. Well, I don't have anything that says species. Where it says description, I'm putting identity card. Just so I can get my ID card in, because that's what it's supposed to be. This I can do in black, because the other writing on there, it's a very dark brown actually, but I can get away with black, I think. So the description is identity card, species, who knows. I've got an ID number here, shall I use it? Overemphasize the ID-ness of it. ID number. And then I just need a number. Of which I have many. Where are my smaller, little smaller ones? There's one there, that's a small one. There we go, that's all that needs. I'm sure somewhere I must have a stamp that says butterfly, but off the top of my head I don't know where it is. Okay, so let's glue this then. I think that's absolutely all we need. Stick it down, see what it looks like. See if we're pleased with it or not. Just wants to come up a little bit because it's just catching the bottom of that label. There we go. Just want to trim that off. Needs to come up a touch more. There we go, that's all right. So I just want to, there's only a teensy bit there that just needs trimming off. There we go. And a bit of ink where I've just trimmed it. Excellent. There we go. What do you think, guys? There we have it. Aren't those butterflies just fabulous? I like the fact that we've notched this out. You know, if it weren't for that bit, it would look just like a slide, wouldn't it? It's like a slide on an ID card. So it is an ID card for a butterfly, as are these ones. These two here. So we've got three. So they'll go in our pockets and give us some journaling space. I like those, you know. It's the butterflies, I think. So there we go. There we have it. My work here today is definitely over. I'm not coming back in after this gets processed, etc., because it's one of those days. So I'm leaving well enough alone. Thank you very much indeed for your company. I'm really sorry it's been a bit of a hit and miss kind of video. Oh, let's have a look what we've got for tomorrow. J, junk mail, jewellery, journal card, journal page. I might do journal pages to put into our folio made with the papers that Mr. F's just made me, and I'll show you how I grungy them up a little bit. That's probably what we'll do. Might change my mind, but that's probably it. All right, guys, thank you very, very much. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care now. Bye.